Hello people, how are you guys doing? Alright, welcome to the very first video, that's the introduction video to Pixellab in this very course. I already have an introduction video to Pixellab on my channel, but for the purpose of this course, I would like to start all over again and give you the in-depth details about Pixellab. So this is just the general introduction to Pixellab, alright? Okay, without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So if you open Pixellab, so this is the Pixellab application. This is how it looks, the icon looks. So you click to open it, and when you open it, this will be the interface. Alright, so on the interface you can see the top here and the down here. Okay, so I want you to focus on the top and the down. Alright, this is the working area. Okay, the working area is also called the canvas. Alright, so it comes with a default text when you open it for the first time. Now you can see this here where my mouse pointer is. You can see these icons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the first one is called the template selector. Alright, you can call it template selector because when this is activated, you see it to be blue. Alright, when this is activated, you see a lot of templates, the inbuilt template that Pixellab has. Okay, so these are the templates. You can choose from the templates. Alright, you can choose from them. You can choose from these templates that Pixellab has to offer. Okay, now if you click on this second icon here, the capital A over here, is for text editing. Text editing, yes. So anything that you want to do with text, you first of all have to come here before you'll be able to edit text or even add text. So if you click on this A, you'll see text here and quotes. So if you click on the plus here, you'll see another text will be generated for you. Then once it is activated, so if I click on an empty area, you see the selector box is away, but if I click on it, it is back. This means it is activated. If it is activated, you can now edit it with these options right here. So the options for you to use and edit this text will be this one. You can click on edit and it will take you here. You can type anything you want here. Okay, you can type anything you want here. Let me say WD creativity. Okay, so let's just assume this is what I want to type, and I'll click OK. You see the text has been updated. It has been changed to WD creativity. Alright, so this is a knob or a handle for you to resize it manually on the canvas. Okay, and this is also for you to change the alignment in a way. It's kind of like a padding. Alright, so the next thing is for you to delete. If you click on this, that text will be deleted. Now if you want to redo this deletion, you can come here. So you can click on this undo here to bring back the deleted text. Okay, now let's move on to the next icon here, which is copy. Okay, if you click on this, when this is active and you click on this, it will copy it like this. Okay, you can copy it several times like this. Okay, so let me just undo all these things and leave only one here. Now this is to front. If you have several layers, okay, and you want to bring one layer to front or to the back, this is how it works. Now first of all, if I put this layer of the text onto this one, you see it's at the top, and the big one, this one, the new text, is at the bottom. Okay, now if I want to send this one to back, I'll have to click on this one to back. Then you can now see if I bring it, it's now under the new text. Okay, so this is the handle that you can use to position it. It's moved by pixels. All right, so you can use this to position it manually. All right, anywhere that you want to position this text, you can use this move to do it. Now the next one is relative position. Relative position do this kind of movement in relativity. That's why it's called relative position. So let me tell you let me quickly show you what I am trying to say. So if you click on this arrow here, it moves the text to the side like this. All right, okay, so if it is here and I click here, it moves the text to the side, and if I click here, it moves it to the right side. Then the same thing like this. Okay, and this one position is right in the middle. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you now is the size. So you can position it like this, reduce and increase the size like this, or come to this layer, this panel, and click on size and increase it like this. Okay, so I don't want this video to be that long, but this is color. You can also change the color for this text. You can change the color to gradients, and you make it a gradient. Okay, gradient is an array of different colors, let's say 2 or 3 colors in a single text or shape or project. All right, so this is how you can choose color. You click on the plus and you have 2 knobs here, this knob here and this one here. So you can choose to add more of this knob by clicking on the plus here, or you can choose to remove here by clicking on the minus. Now, okay, so if I move here, you see the knob is moving to this side. If I click here, the knob will come back to this side, and this is where you can choose the colors from. So I can choose the color from here, and if you already have a color code that you want to work with, it's very simple. You can just click on this pencil tool here and come and input the color that you want to work with in here and check it like this. Then you get your color. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you will be the texture. Now texture is kind of a feel that you can give to the this one, the text and even shapes. Okay, so you can bring texture from your gallery and work with it. We will be talking more about textures in another video. Okay, and you can do the same thing to shapes too. Now you can use the opacity to reduce the opacity. That's how visible the text will be. You can reduce it here. Okay, then the next thing will be mask. Okay, mask, you can choose to mask some parts of the text and make them invisible. Okay, so if I click here, you see it's going, I'm erasing some parts of the text. All right, the same thing applies if I click on this one. If I click on this one and select mask, you see some parts will start smooth erasing. If I click on enable, you see it starts erasing. Okay, so this is the other options that you have. You can choose fonts for your text. You have a default font over here. You can also import fonts from your gallery over here. These are the fonts that I've imported from my gallery. Okay, we'll talk more about those ones later. Then you can also give your text a style. So if I click and activate this layer, I can click on style and make it bold or even italic. I can underline it like this. All right, so the remaining ones you can just check through and know what they are about, like align. You know, alignments. I talked about alignment in the class. Spacing, line spacing, stroke. Stroke is just the outline. This text has white, but the stroke is the black outline over there. All right, so we also have shadow, inner shadow, emboss, and the rest that we'll be talking about later. You can also make the text 3D. Okay, so these are options for the text. Now this polygon tool, this one here, the middle one, is called polygon tool or the shape selector. Okay, you can use this to work with shapes. So now that we are done with text, I can now delete all this text. All right, so like I said, you have to come to the A before you can work with the text right here. Okay, so I have delete here. I can now click on the delete and delete this layer. Let me delete this one too. Now you see we have an empty area, so you can click on shapes here to bring shapes onto the board. But before the shapes, you see other options here. You have stickers. So if you click on a sticker like this, you have several options to choose from, right, which I don't use very often. If you click on an empty area, the first sticker sticks here will be selected. You can choose to change the color for this. Once it is activated, you can choose the same settings for text. When a text is activated, will come and then you can edit it. All right, so I can change the color for the first sticker that was there. Okay, so these ones I won't talk about them because I have already spoke about them. The only thing I will be talking about will be the color filter. So the color filter has hue and saturation, brightness and contrast that you can use to manipulate your images or your pictures to get the kind of look or appearance that you want in your design. Okay, the eraser tool is also there. You can use it to erase your work. Okay, because this is white, it's not kind of showing very well. This first box over here removes where it's highlighted. Okay, but here removes the outside if it is selected. All right, we will come and talk about that into detail. So as you can see, it removed where it was highlighted when I click on the eraser tool. Now the mask is here again. We have the erase color. If you have two or more colors in a single shape or image that you want to remove one out of it, you can just click on erase color, enable it, and it will give you options to choose from to erase that. You just click on this color picker icon here and you choose the color that you want to to remove from it, then you check it from here, then you start to notice that the color is gone. Okay, so these ones are embossed effects to shapes and other stuff. Now let's come to this one. This one is the background area. This icon, it helps you to edit the background. So if you take a look at this, the background is white. So if I want to change the color, I'll just come to this area and I'll click on color like this. Then I'll be able to change the color, okay, to different colors that I want. Okay, so I can change the color to whatever I want to change the color to. Okay, so that is that. Now if you want to save a file as PNG, the first thing you need to do is to click on this transparency. So you come to the background area and you click on this transparency. We have about several types of formats of images. We have the JPEG, we have the JPG, we have PNG, which is the transparent one. So this is a smartphone, so you cannot just click on save and want to save it as PNG like this, then it will automatically remove the background for you. No, it's not possible. You have to come to the background area and click on transparent, then you will be able to remove the background. So if I click on transparent, you see the color is gone. So if I want to save this, it's only this shape that will be saved without the background. Do you get it? So you can choose the image size. All right, right now I'm working with the default, which is square, probably 1280 by 1280. Now if I click on image size here, you see options here. This 1:1 ratio, meaning it's a square. So I can click on custom and I'll have several options to choose from, and you can manually edit the figures here to get your preferred shape. So this is YouTube thumbnail. If I click it, you see it has changed to a different shape. Now this is image. If you click on image, Pixellab has other images that you can use for your background. Okay, these are all inbuilt images that you can use for your background. Then the next thing is what? From gallery. You can choose images that you want to use as a background from your gallery. Alright, so you can also click on this from gallery, from camera, to take a picture and import directly, which is not usually the case if you are using this app. Alright, let's talk about the last icon at the bottom here. So this is where you can do general settings to the entire design. Alright, this can also affect the background, but the general effect will be applied to everything. When you are done with working, you have to rotate. If you want to rotate the canvas or the working area, you can click on the first icon here, then you can be able to rotate it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm rotating it. Now the vignette also gives you this effect. Okay, so you can increase the alpha, how you want the vignette to look like, whether the edges should be very dark or kind of lighter than this one. You can reduce it. Okay, so that is what the vignette do. You can also change the color for it. Okay, you can also change the color, and that is that. So I'm going to check this. Now we are done with this. The strip or the stripes, this one, they just give you some line effects in the background image and all that. Okay, these ones are not really that necessary, but some people do use them. Ever since I started designing in this application, I've not used something like this before. Okay, so brightness, this also increase the brightness of the general design. Then we have contrast and hue. This is hue, it changes the hue for this. We also have the saturation, which will also change the saturation for the design. Alright, so now that we are done with these bottom tools here, let's move to the top one. Now when we started, you see text here. If you click on the A and you activate it, you see text here. We have an alternative. You can click on this layer, you can click on this plus icon here, then you have options to choose from. So this one gives you the text option to add. It also gives you the current days, stickers, shapes, and you can choose images from your gallery, and as well as you can also draw on the canvas. So for the draw, you can increase the size, you can change the color of your pencil, and you can fill inside when it is drawn, right? So something like this. You can see when this is selected, I have filled inside. Now that is not selected, if I draw again, you see something like this. Okay, so you can even make it dash. So when you are drawing, it will give you dash. Some people use it to create a very nice effect on their design. Then the neon effect also gives it a very nice neon effect, if you know what I mean. We'll talk about all those neon and other stuffs in other videos. Okay, you can increase the blur radius. Okay, how much blur effect you want to add to the drawing, you can also increase it here. Okay, so the next thing is to save the project. When you are done with your project, you can choose to save it as a project or as an image. If you want to save it as a project, it means that you can come back and work with it. So you just choose what name you want to save the project as, then you click on save. Now if this is saved and you want to relocate this, what you have to do is to just click on this first icon here and come to my project, this one, then you see it right here. This is the one that I've just saved, and these are the works that I have done in the previous month. Okay, so I'll just delete it because I don't need it. So I'm going back to the first work. Okay, you can also share this work to other platforms, and this is where you can also choose custom how high you want the resolution to be. Default will not be that high, ultra will be very high in resolution. Okay, and usually we go with ultra high if you really want your design to be quality enough and presentable enough for other works. And people can ask you to design for them for them to use it on websites. So if your resolution is not that high, they will reject your work easily. Okay, so this is an inbuilt code that you can use. Maybe you are designing a birthday flyer that you want to wish the person, you don't have anything to say. You can just look through all motivational motivational quotes, sorry. Then you click on motivation. You have several options: positivity, inspiration, happiness, friendship, success, and absurd. You can choose from them and just choose one, and you see you can use it on your design. Alright, so if you click on these three dots, you have options like you can use an image from gallery like we use at the bottom here. Then you can choose full screen just to view the design that you are working on, not the Pixellab surface. Then you can also work with the camera like we stated. Then export image. You can export image. So an alternative to saving like this is to export image. Okay, so you can choose to watch tutorials or change the image size here. These ones are self-explanatory, I guess. Now we'll talk about open.plp file later. Okay, it's very necessary. Then if you are working on a canvas and you feel the place is very small, the space that you are working on is very small, you can choose to zoom to that particular place by clicking on this icon here and use your hand, both fingers, to zoom into particular point that you want it to be. Okay, now before you can start editing all these things, you have to re-click on this to check it. Okay, before you can start working on it. If it is open, you can't do anything. You can only be moving the canvas around. Okay, so you have to move it. This is the grid tool. Grid tool helps in alignment. You know, we talk about alignments when we are talking about typography. I made mention of alignments in the class. Okay, so we make use of this. You can just click on this and edit it. You can move it around and position it at a place that you want it to be for the text. Let's just assume I want it to be at the top of this text. Then I'll just bring it here and bring this one under this text. Maybe this one too close to this text. So depending on what you are working on, you can choose something like this. Okay, so every element that you bring onto this working area, the canvas, will give you a layer. So this is the layer panel. Okay, if you click on it, it activates the panel. So let's assume I want to bring more of the elements onto the canvas. Right now I'm working with only this and this. That's why you can see only 2 layers. You can lock the layers by clicking on this padlock here. You can make it invisible and visible. With this you can delete it and make changes to it with this. Alright, so this icon here helps you to merge or further edit the contents on your canvas. Okay, we will talk about all these things in the next video. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and if you find this video helpful, make sure you like, share and comment. And guys, subscribe to my channel, because after this seminar I'll be uploading more videos for you to use and grow. Okay, grow in your skills. Thank you for watching once again, and I'm out.